Welcome back. Today marks the release of LEAP call options for the year 2025. So just wanted to make a short video and talk about what that means for Palantir in the context of being able to buy the right to own Palantir stock in the year 2025. Now, 2025, I think, is a fairly significant mid-decade moment, and for Palantir, it could be an interesting place to have some call options in place to see how the company develops over the next 2 years and 4 months into January 17th of 2025. So we're going to talk about what the different options are for these calls that are now on the options chain. But first of all, I asked a couple days ago what the subscriber base is thinking about a 2025 price target for Palantir, and it looks like the consensus was north of $35, and basically everything lower than that in terms of a percentage vote, which you would come to expect from a fan base surrounding Palantir. But where I stand is basically in these two right here. I redid my numbers after the most recent earnings report and lowered my growth revisions based on Palantir's underwhelming growth results. So where I stand right now is in between 15 and 35, but basically I would narrow it down more to 20 to 30. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm going to revisit my numbers going forward, but I just wanted to show this with some of you expecting north of $45 in just a couple years. Not really sure that we should come to expect that, but anyways, I want to talk about the different strike prices that we have here. So not a very large variety because Palantir trading at around $8 right now. The market makers actually put in place above that and below that, but we don't have the strikes that we used to have before significantly higher, which I think is good. We could just focus on the trading range that Palantir is in right now. So I personally, and I'm not recommending any of this for any of you, but I'm looking at some out of the money leaps for Palantir, be it the $10, $12, or $15 strike price. And I have some previous videos on the channel talking about leaps, talking about call options, if you want to look at some of those to get a better understanding around why I think Palantir could be a good candidate for leaps. I have not purchased any yet. Some of you that actually have purchased them have been really hit by some significant losses. Personally, it's not because I didn't think that Palantir's leaps could provide a good return. I just think 2 years or under 2 years is really not enough time. But now that we're looking into 2025, it's over 2 years because these just got rolled out on top of Palantir's low stock price today. I think it's time to start thinking about some of these, at least for me personally, and I'm going to show you some of the numbers in just a moment. But let's say we go with the $10 strike for the year 2025, $284 to acquire the 100 shares at that $10 strike, and then $240 per contract, $200 per contract. You get the idea. So I would be probably looking at any of these three right here. I wouldn't really be looking below that for a stock replacement of any kind, but that's definitely a possibility. So let's say, for instance, that we are buying the $15 call at around $1.50, but it was actually just trading for $2. So let's say what that is. We're just buying one contract, and the stock range is going to be within 10 and 20 in the expected time frame. So let's have a look. On the high end, let's say Palantir only gets to $20, but you're looking at 150% return. So in my opinion, you're probably not going to be buying this call option at the high end with the expectation that you're only going to get a 150% return, because you can get that on the common stock. So let's say something higher, more to my base case as it stands right now. We're looking at a 400% return. So that's more interesting, right? You got to be aware of this downside where Palantir stays at $10 for the next couple years, and it is only a couple years, a little over that. There is the downside of a 100% loss. But basically what I'm looking at is testing my upper assumptions against what that return could look like from the options profit calculator. And then on the high end, maybe let's say $28. What does that look like? A 550% return. What I want to get across here is these options, because of the stock price right now where it's trading, do seem fairly interesting if you're anticipating some of these higher potential return options. So I think this could be a vehicle to bet on Palantir's rapid rise in the next couple years. Now, you have to be able to back that up with the reasons for why you think that's going to happen. So I'm not entirely sold on buying these the more that I look at them, but I do think they're an interesting choice. I do just want to show you the $10 call option, so the lower strike, and we do have a sea of green here if we expect Palantir to at least be over $10 per share a year from now into 2024. If you expect it to be much higher, there really is a sea of green, but please, this is not the video to get introduced to options. I'm just walking you through what I'm thinking right now. I think the $10 strike might be more interesting. Of course, you're going to be paying more for it. But if you really think Palantir could get up to $35 now, I'm not too sure if this is what we should come to expect, but you're getting closer to a 10x return. So it's all a matter of what your expectations are versus what the price and the pricing is as it stands today. So I just wanted to put this out there, share what's going on with the LEAPS. I've been waiting for this day to take a look at what the costs are and what the strikes are. So I think it's definitely interesting. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Are you going to be buying any of these? Are you going to be looking into any? I'm just interested to hear what everyone has to say. Until next time.